This is The Business Today. I'm Marlon Madden. Amid concerns from the trade union movement that private sector operators are laying off workers, Chairman of the Barbados Private Sector Association, Alex McDonald, says they are doing the best they can to keep staff. In fact, he tells Business Today business operators are trying to hold off as long as they can before cutting staff as economic activity remains low. Last weekend, the General Secretary of the Barbados Workers Union, Tony Moore, announced that over a dozen workers at one local firm had been placed on the breadline on Friday. But McDonald explains that the current business environment is tough and it's difficult for some businesses to maintain their full staff complement.
The union is pointing to what this is an issue. What I see it as is that private sector people are trying to hold on to people for as long as they can and sending home only people when it is absolutely necessary. So what can appear to be a sinister ploy may ultimately turn out to be an altruistic move, which is saying, look, I'm trying to send home as few people as I can when I have to, as opposed to saying, well, I'm going to send home 40 or 10. I send home one this month, and see if I can hold on, see if business turns around. And usually the conversations that you're having at the small mom and pop shop, which make up the bulk of our type of commerce, is if things turn wrong, I'll call you back, But it is very tough if people are not spending. Then it is very tough to hold on to staff.
Meanwhile, the verdict is still out on whether businesses profited from back-to-school shopping this summer. McDonald tells Business Today, while he is yet to get a report on the level of commercial activity, he's certain it was a mixed bag for operators.
Summer was a bit slower than normal. For others, it was on par, and for yet others, it was better. But this is the normal course of business, But what we are looking at currently is not the level of busyness, but the level of business and what was the net spend. Because whereas we know there's a lot of volume buying, we also are aware that the net spend and the net profitability of our businesses is something that we are always going to take a look at, because in this very competitive market, what has it meant is that people have had to go to alternative pricing structures which are less profitable, but just keep the cash turning over, which is the important thing in business, to keep paying wages and so on. So we're waiting for a report and for some analysis on how the middle of the year looked, for us to be able to try and tease out what the critical issues are that we're looking at as we approach what we hope is going to be an outstanding winter.
One local feed manufacturer is pleased with the growing involvement of young people in the agriculture sector. And Managing Director of Roberts Manufacturing Limited, Jason Sambrano, tells Business Today he will continue to ensure that company plays a pivotal role in continuing to promote the sector.
Through AgroFest, we feel we have a role to play in the success of the local agricultural industry. So we will always keep supporting that, and we've been on as AgroFest, platinum sponsor from AgroFest from inception, because we want to highlight the role of agriculture in the local economy, the benefits of being in agriculture, and that agriculture can actually be a very viable source of income for people. Because there was a view that younger people didn't want to get into agriculture; they wanted to work in an office. But there are a lot of good younger people in agriculture, especially in livestock agriculture. And it is a very viable way of earning a living and supporting your family, and that's what we want to showcase.
Barbados has lost out on being the home for the new call center being set up by telecommunications company Flow. It will be located in Jamaica. This week, President and Chief Executive Officer of the new Flow brand in Jamaica, Gary Sinclair, announced the call center would be located in Kingston and about 350 new jobs would be created as he rolled out the rebranding exercise there. The call center is currently located in El Salvador after it was outsourced to Canadian company TELUS. Back in July, Chief Executive Officer of the parent company Cable and Wireless Communications, Phil Bentley, told Barbados Today Barbados and Jamaica were the preferred sites. The call center is expected to be operational before the end of the current fiscal year, which ends in March next year. Now for today's financial tip. There is plenty you can do to cut down on your food wastage. This will lead to you spending less at the supermarket each time. One sure way to cut back on wastage is to defrost only what you need. You could also put the oldest cold meats and yogurts at the front of the fridge so that foods don't pass their expiration dates. That's been the business today. Join us again on Thursday. Until then, you can get more business and news by logging on to www.barbadosday.be, subscribing to our e-paper, and liking us on Facebook. I'm Marlon.